Welcome everyone. Today finds me at the Corvette National Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I've passed this place dozens of times, but today we're going inside. And as you walk up, there's sponsorship of these bricks by all kinds of different Corvette organizations, clubs, and even individuals. Oh, that's kind of cool. I know there's a lot of glare, but it looks like a sponsored Corvette race car. This is a cutaway of the very first 1953 Corvette. And the sign says it was manufactured from lots of different parts of 53 Corvettes that they were able to gather. And they put it together in one vehicle. Looks a lot nicer from this side, but maybe not quite as interesting. This is Harley Earl, who was instrumental in designing the very first Corvette. And this car, called the Firebird 1, was another of Harley's creations. This miniature version sat on his desk at GM. This is the very first fiberglass body car, the 1946 Stout. Only one was ever produced. It's notable not only for the fiberglass body, but the seats were movable. And there you can see the movable seats. Looks pretty safe, doesn't it? This car, the MGTC, was said to have started the sports car craze back in 1947. And look at this little thing. He's got tired eyes. The 1951 Crosley Super Sport. Wow. And here we go from 1953 to 1955. Here's a father of the Corvette. This is his personal Corvette, the only one he ever owned. And look at that. It has his initials right here in the door. It's a 1961 Corvette. (1957) and here's the 1958 Corvette. This Corvette was Roy Orbison's personal 1967 Corvette. This place has some really cool stuff, including this 1956 Child's Corvette pedal car. This is what I always think of as a Corvette. The shark body design is what Corvettes looked like when I was a kid. This is a simulation of an auto dealer from 1967. Now we get into Corvette racers. Interesting modifications on these vehicles. And how this is a Corvette escapes me, but it sure looks like a lot of fun. Here's a look at the 5.7 liter V8. Oh, they have it moving. Here's a 2012 ZR1. The Corvette behind me was specially designed as part of an aerodynamic study. It looks pretty strange. Let's take a look at it. There's no question it's a Corvette. But you look at the wheels are completely different. Everything is closed off, covered up. You have wheel skirts in the back, which is not a Corvette feature. And look at that small windshield. This is obviously based on a C3 design, but quite a different looking Corvette. Look how it tapers off in the back. This is an experimental 1973 mid-engine Corvette. It took a long time, but finally in 2020 they're releasing a mid-engine Corvette to the market. I took a look at one last week. I'll link it up here. And look at those gull wing doors. Wow. 1986 concept car. You can actually buy kits to do that to cars, because they're not standard. Here they're showing an example of clay modeling and how the cars are designed. I wonder whatever happened to all those clay models over the years. They would certainly be some pretty cool collectibles, wouldn't they? Solid composite wood model. Touch, but please do not sit. And sure enough, as real as this looks, this whole thing is wood. That's amazing. Now the steering wheel's real, but everything else is wood. That is really strange to see a wooden Corvette. And it's all part of the design and manufacturing process. Here they list all the innovations and milestones over the years. There were a lot of them. These models are 1/4 scale, and they're used for airflow testing and design. There's another one back there. Here's a crash test Corvette. It says when they're finished with the testing, they're crushed and shredded. Except for this one. This one they kept so we can look at it. Man alive. You can see the airbags were deployed in there. A lot of different testing devices and computers throughout. You can see one right there. Maintenance and preservation. Look at that. That Corvette is pretty close to my C3. It's a few model years older, but pretty darn close. Not just a car, it's a lifestyle. I couldn't agree more. The Corvette Cave-In, the Sky Dome Sinkhole Experience. This is going to be interesting. I remember seeing that on the news. A sinkhole opened up and many of the Corvettes dropped right inside. And it happened right here in Bowling Green.
But watch here. A short time later, the ground completely caves, swallowing the iconic cars. A massive sinkhole, some 30 feet deep and 40 feet wide. From above, you can see the cars underneath the rubble on top of each other.
There was an unknown cave right underneath this facility. It caved in and swallowed up 8 Corvettes. Some of these cars were the rarest and most expensive Corvettes, and they were all destroyed. And there's a model of what it looked like. Wow. And you can see right down the side, it tells all the different vehicles. Let's see if we can touch one of these and light up. And that's the 2009 ZR1 Blue Devil, the 1993 40th anniversary Corvette that landed upside down. Once it happened, they explored the cave. And look at this. This is the outline of the cave beneath us. And that's where we are, right at the edge of the cave. In this room, they're going to run a simulation of what it might have been like when that sinkhole caved in. That's the sky dome above us. And this is where all the cars ended up. Here they go through a time lapse of the repair. Here's a real sky dome. And as we come down, that is the outline of the cave-in. Oh man. The gray area is the cave. The white dotted area right there is where it collapsed. And this maroon dot, that's the sky dome above us. I was wrong, I misinterpreted that. The yellow tape is the cave. The pink tape that we're gonna see is the actual sinkhole cave-in. So this is the cave. And that crosses through that wall to where we just were. But this pink line, that's a sinkhole, which is why all of the cars that were here at the time collapsed and went inside. And there's a few of them. And they left the dust and dirt and debris to get a feel for what it was like. Wow. Holy cow. By each one is a sign telling what the vehicle was. This was a ZR1. I suppose you could say it's a disaster, but you know what happened in the early mornings? Nobody was here, so just property damage. And it really does make for an interesting story, interesting history, and a really interesting display. As much as I like Corvettes, they're just machines. And this is really a cool display to look at. Very fortunate that no people were here at the time. Will you look at this? We can look right down into what's left of the sinkhole. Wow! Here are some specialty cars. These are not stock. Very fun to look at. (1995) Indianapolis 500 pace car. And there are more of them. 1998 pace car. 2004 pace car. And always my favorite, the C3 shark body design. This one from 1969. '68, the first model year of this design. I know a lot of you watching this may not be car people. It's still interesting to watch this stuff, so I'm not going to get into a lot of detail about engines and design. We're just going to have fun looking at the cars, and I'll talk about little things now and then. This 1983 Corvette is the only pre-production Corvette. All of the other test cars and design cars were crushed and shredded. This one was kept, and it's on permanent loan to this museum from GM. Not a fan of the C4. But I'll tell you what, this is a nice looking car, isn't it? And let's look inside the Spire. Apparently this talks to people that they feel are important and deserve to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Dolly was a wife of the president of General Motors. Tom was a designer for GM. And Briggs won the 1958 Le Mans. And here's a penny press that commemorates the sinkhole. I won't be getting one. This 1953 is the very first Corvette that was ever donated to the museum. There's a man named Ray Quinlan who owned the vehicle, and he said, if you make a museum, I'll give you my car. This is 1955 Chevy 265 V8. I believe that might be an oil bath air filter. 1990 5.7 liter. Like any good attraction, this one exits through the gift shop. You know me, I always say it's not a gift shop if it doesn't have a shot glass. So let's see if we can find it. And there you have it. Oh my goodness, these shot glasses are only $3. You better believe I'm buying one. Corvette rocks. $6, I'm getting one of these too. For $10, you can get dirt from the sinkhole. Wow. This is a really nice gift shop. And it's got good prices. Let's see what this jacket is. $32 for a Corvette jacket. But this looks more like my speed, doesn't it? Let's see what this shirt is. $45. It's a little gaudy. I mean, who in the world would wear a gaudy shirt with cars all over it? They have owner's manuals throughout the years. Found it. There it is. These are pretty nice. They're coasters. All different types. They're $10 each. Very nice, those ceramic coasters. I am going to get this jacket. $45 for the price of a meal out. I can have a Corvette jacket that I can wear all season long. These prices are too good to pass up. Oh, one last thing. I'm going to be getting postcards for my Patreon sponsors. Can't forget them. They're the ones that keep this channel going. Even the men's room looks like a Corvette. And over here we have the Corvette Cafe. I don't know if it's lunchtime yet. I'm not very hungry. We'll poke our head inside, see what it looks like. Looks like it's right out of the 50s. This is really well done. We have old movie posters from the 1950s. Elvis, James Dean. But of course the emphasis is on the Corvette. And that may look like a jukebox, but if you look closely, it's a penny press. They call it a smasher here. Of course, you don't mind it, be. You can even have your conferences here, right among the Corvettes. I had a great time today. I hope you enjoyed the visit as well. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face down there in the corner and ring that bell icon up above so you know when I post new videos. Thanks for joining me, everybody, from Bowling Green, Kentucky and the National Corvette Museum. I'm Mark with the Average Me channel. And if you want to gamble with $300, you may win this Corvette. Look at that, only 1,500 tickets will be sold. Pretty good odds. Here's an option a lot cheaper, only $20, but there's unlimited tickets. Here's the dome and the spire from outside. It was beneath this section of the building where that sinkhole collapsed. Although I won't be stopping in, Right across from the Corvette Museum is Art's Corvette. And my goodness, does he have a lot of collector cars in there. I'll show you a couple, starting with this Mustang. Looks to be about a 1969. My goodness.
Proceed to the route.
Look at that 66 Bel Air. Wow. And an old Ford Fairlane. Beautiful. And we can't forget the Corvette. Only in America.